Hello and welcome to another episode of Untold Stories. Friends, a brand becomes a model brand when it is able to attract talent not just from the sector it operates in, but also from diverse sectors. And in today's episode of Untold Stories, we are going to be talking to colleagues of ours who have come from diverse career backgrounds and are today part of the bank. So, one of them is from consulting, yet another from telecom. One has market research experience, and the fourth one has worked in startups. So, please join me in welcoming Subhadra Vaidyanathan, Sonali Rohra, Neha Agarwal, and Yamini Kurup. A warm welcome to all of you, and let me start by asking you the first question, beginning with Neha, is take us through your journey, your career journey so far till the time you joined the bank.
So prior to joining the bank, I started my professional career with in equity research. The last stint there was with Goldman Sachs, covering banks and insurance companies. Subsequently, I set up two startups of my own. I wanted to move beyond the world of Excel spreadsheets to the real world. Learned a lot. Two small profitable ventures. I felt the need to scale up and create a greater impact, which is when the role at the bank to head the startup division came by.
I have been in customer service domain for the last 2 decades. And I always take pride in the fact that I've been a part of the solution team driving customer centricity initiatives in large organizations. I've spent almost 12 years in the telecom, right from the pre-pilot launch time of telecom sector in India, worked with Airtel and Reliance, and almost 10 years in the financial sector of Aditya Birla Group. So I was, I think it's a natural progression for me to take on the responsibility of driving the customer experience mandate for the leading and the number one bank in India.
I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, and that was 22 years ago. After my MBA, I first started in consulting. I worked with Capgemini Consulting. Post that, I moved into the field of data mining and analytics. I was with GE Capital based in Bangalore. Did that for about 3-4 years, and then had an opportunity to move to the US. So moved to the US, and then I joined Netflix, which was at that point in time not a OTT streaming service, but it was a DVD by mail service. Had a fantastic time. Worked there for about 3 years. And then for family reasons, we decided to move back to Mumbai. And after that, I got a chance to move into the telecom space in market research with AC Nielsen. Again, did that for a few years, got a good hands-on understanding of market research. And by then, the sort of entrepreneurial bug bit me. I wanted to do something on my own in the online space. So I spent a few years running a couple of things, created a website, tried to move that from content to commerce. But genuinely, that was something where I learned that I needed to probably collaborate more with people. So I shut that down, and then I got the opportunity to join HDFC Bank.
Yes, I've had quite a non-linear career path compared to most professionals, and it's been quite diverse because it's allowed me to straddle academia, work very closely with government, see the payment sector evolve. So I started my career way back in 98, where I actually worked with SAP. I was one of the first 4 people who helped start that company in India. I was there for about 6 years, moved on to McKinsey, a 12-year career at the firm, after which I moved on to Visa, the global payments network. Visa itself was an interesting journey because right when I joined Visa in 2000, at the beginning of 2016, is the time period when payments in India changed forever. So it was quite a moment in that year when we went through demonetization. We kind of I would say catalyzed the launch of Bharat QR, working with all the banks. Did a lot of work on building cashless cities, where I actually first had a chance to work very closely with a lot of colleagues from HDFC Bank. Doing all the stuff at Visa, Facebook came calling. I was there for about 8 months when I decided that actually I wanted to be, doing something that was not just a fintech experiment, but a lot more in terms of running a business. And for reasons others well known, it was a great decision to come to the bank.
My next question to you is how have you seen your responsibilities evolve? And also, can you take us through the elements that you have incorporated from your experiences into your current responsibility?
I think there's so much happening, and it's been a very exciting journey. I'm very fortunate to be at the bank, to be able to do this kind of work. I think we're doing very cutting edge work right now. We started with, building out, providing digital solutions and to all kinds of our government and institutional customers. I think from there, starting that out from, a slew of a small bouquet of solutions to a large slew of solutions that we provide today, which can be customized on the fly, to building out actually My Apps, which is a digital first by a bank, to actually be able to provide white label apps. I think it's very exciting.
I think when I started off about 4 years back, looking at the startup space and what is it that we as a bank could offer, I think our original mandate was to look at a custom banking solution for startups. Since then, I think it's been an exhilarating journey, right? Because today, not only have we expanded that scope to include banking for startup ecosystems, right from the state governments through to an individual angel investor, but we've also added a lot of value-added wrappers which are meaningful for startups and the startup ecosystem. And going back to what I was saying earlier, for me, being able to create value and impact were two key drivers for this role in the first instance.
We have set an aspiration to be the most customer-focused and customer-obsessed brand across the categories in India. Which to me, it is a very, very highly aspirational goal. And, to drive that mandate, I am absolutely happy to, have my team on board to do this. My team was actually set up a year ago to drive this initiative. And, in the month of March, we have actually launched our Infinite Smiles program, which is the NPS program, NPS touchpoint surveys across the points of contacts for the customer. And, that's a starting point for an organization to keep listening to the customers and to understand the pulse points and then to understand what are the opportunities for improvements. So my team actually partners with all the cross-functional team members, and they drive process initiatives either as a digitization initiative or as a process simplification initiative as well. In a way, this journey has been evolving and on a very fast pace in the last 1 year's time. So I got my team on board and we have already started delivering on some of these initiatives.
The common string in my career has always been using data to understand consumer behavior, human behavior, and then translating that to addressing a business problem or a business opportunity. And in parallel, using technology to be able to reach customers. So whether it was in the space of doing analytics to understand from the data what is customer behavior, or using technologies like email and WhatsApp and website and paid platforms like Google and Facebook to reach customers. That's kind of been the fundamental basis of my career, which has also got me this opportunity at HDFC Bank. Our senior management, Mr. Puri, right from Mr. Puri down to my immediate manager, Ravi Santanam, they have been extremely encouraging in experimenting with any of the newest tools, technologies, using cloud-based platforms to expand our digital business generation. So the key focus of the entire bank is to really continuously grow the digital business generated using APIs, using analytics and building applications, and in an extremely agile manner. So we are ready for the future and we are at the cutting edge, like Sonali also put it.
So when you were contemplating this offer from the bank, did any thought cross the mind that possibly a bank would be a very, very slow and boring place, work would be monotonous? Any such thought that's crossed your mind?
Honestly, it never occurred to me, because right from the first day, from the first interaction I had with Parag and with Nitin when they were interviewing me, I certainly never had the sense that the bank was a boring or slow moving pace. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Right from the first day, I knew we had a dedicated team which was focused on driving digital innovations. We had a clear focus on building our digital capabilities. So it never even occurred to me that it could be a boring place, and certainly hasn't been. Far from it. It's been sort of a whirlwind actually since I joined. Yeah.
So managing money is never boring. Let's start with that. I think the second thing is I had very close exposure to working with banks, and I've generally been driven by impact in my career. And the kind of impact you can have working in a bank is phenomenal, whether it is doing good with social stuff that we are doing right now in terms of some of the platforms that we're building, or in actually helping distribute take DBT to the last mile, in terms of the technology that you work with. And so the bank, and of course I saw the integration. I drove the WhatsApp payments integration. I drove Bharat QR, working very, very closely with all the banks in the country. Clearly HDFC stood above the rest.
For me, the experience was a bit different, I feel, because right from Smita through to the top management, everybody was very receptive to new ideas. So I would say my experience was, very, very exhilarating in that sense, and I would not really call it boring, so to say, at all. In fact, I didn't come in with any preconceived notions, and the one thing that stood out is, how people cared about the organization. I think I didn't expect that.
I have been a bank customer for almost 25 years, and I'm very happy to be a good customer. And also I've never had any problems with the brand as such. But to be an insider right now, to drive the changes, I feel extremely excited about it.
Yamini, we are passing through a very difficult time when almost everything has stopped in the world, but life has to go on. How it has been, how easy or difficult it was to manage both work and office together from home?
Yes, definitely it is unprecedented, and it is a difficult time for our employees as well as customers at large. And but I've seen that, and I feel very positive about the fact that the organization has stepped up the efforts to provide anywhere working facilities to our employees, and we have been given VPN access, and also the fact that now these facilities such as CRM through mobile access is also being provided to interact with the customers, even if you are operating from your own home. So initially, I had this sense of missing the office culture, going to an office kind of a thing. And I realized that must be happening to my team as well, and to the group in large. So what I did is that, I started initiating WhatsApp calls and group calls with my team members, and, build an operating rhythm so that, we are all focused on our deliverables and we stay connected.
I think the lockdown did not impose very many new challenges, if I may say so. I think the challenge of juggling is permanent to that extent. I think after the first few weeks, once the essentials were sorted, I think it was business as usual, so to say. I think one thing that I do differently today in terms of being able to manage and be a little efficient on my timing is have a handle on my schedule at least one day beforehand. So that's something that I share with my team, my family members, the help at home, so that everybody knows that this is the window which is sacrosanct and I'm not available for anything else aside of work. So that's been the only real change, so to say.
You miss the human touch. But I think it's been a pretty seamless transition. It's also been, in the first couple of weeks, I think the only thing that was really different for us was when people were getting adjusted to the new normal, we were already worrying about how do we raise money? What can we do as the government business to be able to contribute to this pandemic, when we actually went about with the acquisition of the PM CARES account, working with the various state governments on the CM Relief Fund accounts, the COVID Relief Funds account, to raise a large kitty of money, which can actually be used for relief work, partnering with key NGOs that are actually doing relief work on the ground. So I think at a time when the world was kind of getting used to the pandemic and people were settling down, we were actually, hustling to get all of that done.
We're very fortunate that as a bank, we've invested in a lot of digital capabilities. So we've been able to continue our work in a pretty much seamless manner. my immediate manager Ravi always says, that let's use all the tools that we have and keep learning. So when even when our operations our routine operations slowed down a bit, but then we invested the time in learning the newer tools and technologies so that we could leverage them better in our marketing campaigns. We also had the opportunity to engage with a lot of the good musicians of the country and the leading one being A.R. Rahman to launch the entire anthem, which was Hum Haar Nahi Manenge, which was primarily to promote the spirit that, come what may, we will face this and we will get through it. And it's with that same spirit that we continue operating.
There's a lot of youngsters watching this show. What would be the one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's starting out on their career that you think is absolutely essential from your point of view?
So, advice to youngsters who are just starting their career, I'd probably copy what my boss Ravi Santanam says, which is, the motto is always be learning. I think when you're just starting out on a career, there's just opportunity to learn and soak up and learn so much on the functional side in terms of whatever function you are in, whether you're in finance or HR or marketing or operations. So much you have to learn on the functional side as well as on the behavioral side. You learn teamwork, you learn collaboration, you learn, how to prioritize, what to prioritize. It always brings to mind a favorite quote from a movie, Three Idiots, where Amir Khan says, बेटा काबिल बनो, कामयाबी अपने आप झक मार के तुम्हारे पीछे आ जाएगी. So, that kind of stays with me always.
I think one of the things that can get dropped out inadvertently is the importance of investing in people, right? And relationships. I think they stay a long way, whether they are part of your team, customers, whoever it is, right? I think being very honest in our communication, keeping the long term in mind, being humane. I think those are things that go a long way. I think it doesn't come to many youngsters, possibly naturally. I'm making a blanket statement here, but I think if we can be mindful of that, I think it comes in handy in the long run.
Maybe I'll have two to talk about. First and foremost, I would definitely say every individual needs to have a good communication skill and ability to organize their work and be able to achieve their goals. That's one definitely an important element to be successful in their careers. But most important, if you are very ambitious, it's very important to make your aspirations known and ask for feedbacks and work on those feedbacks to add those skills which you might be lacking.
So I think building a career requires a lot of grit. It looks very glamorous on the outside, but it's not that glamorous on the inside. So the only one word I have is persistence. Don't ever give up. A failure is a stepping stone to success. It is about how you look at it. Every situation will be a glass half empty, half full. Make the best of it. Think of it as a glass half full and get on with it, because that's the best you can make out of it. It's your perspective and it is how you approach something. So don't ever give up and don't lose heart, because there will be another day and the sun will shine again.
What is the one quality that distinguishes you as a woman leader?
Equality. I look at the world as an equal place.
Ability to multitask, ability to handle pressure. My role requires very many projects which happens at the same time. So multitasking those projects and be at the helm of things as to when they are getting delivered, and ability to escalate for right interventions. These are some of the things which is very typical of my role.
I think as a leader, the one thing that I bring to the table is a very clear focus on driving the end results and not accepting status quo, not accepting something which is suboptimal, but always pushing to get a better solution and a better solution. As a woman, I think what I leverage is my sort of natural maternal instinct to nurture my teams, to coach them, guide them, push them, and keep pushing them to do better and better.
I really don't think of myself as a woman and a leader separately. I think my leadership style has evolved over the years. I think I was very strictly task oriented to begin with. I think I'm finding a bit of balance emerge as I grow older, which is where I think I go one step ahead in terms of trying to understand what are the motivations, strengths and weaknesses of my team members.
One word to describe HDFC Bank.
Dynamic.
Awesome.
Entrepreneurial.
Unstoppable.
And what is your brightest moment in life?
I'd have to say graduating or joining IIM Ahmedabad.
When my nephew was born and I first held him in my arms.
It has to be my daughter being born.
What is your brightest moment in the bank?
It was the first meeting I had with our MD and senior leaders at HDFC Bank, where I presented, a deck on the customer experience initiatives, and that's what got the initiatives kick-started.
I think the venture fund approval, it was a long, arduous process. It was something that I was personally passionate about. When that actually came through, that was my aha moment.
We launched my apps.
Getting a very significant additional responsibility from Nitin Chugh within 8 months of joining the bank.
Who's your role model or inspiration outside of the bank?
My dad is my role model, was and will ever always be.
I do have a role model, and that's is also my first boss. So I've stayed connected for the last 20 years with them.
Too many, but I'd probably say one is my chief marketing officer at Netflix, Leslie Kilgore. My husband, my mother, my current teachers.
One of the rare moments where husbands are also role models.
Good one there, yes.
Between Jhadu and Belan, which one do you despise the most?
Pathetic at both. No, but I think I'm picking up some culinary skills courtesy my daughter now. So I think Belan over a Jhadu.
Belan, I can do Jharu.
Honestly, neither. What I really despise is what I do at work. I sometimes have to do at home, which is again assigning work to other people and following up to make sure it's done. And I hate that.
One hobby that you pursue or are pursuing right now?
When I do get personal time out, I do write blogs on customer experience and look up content on that on the digital space. Yes, I am not very boring. I do. I'm pretty much updated on all the series in Netflix and Amazon.
I think right from photography to painting to reading, I want to do it all at the same time.
I'm extremely passionate about music, especially classical music, both Carnatic as well as Hindustani.
I love to read everything from fiction to non-fiction to news, current affairs.
Thank you. And with that, we come to an end of this episode of Untold Stories. On behalf of the team, I would like to thank all our guests here who are here with us and who have given their time. Thank you so much. We really enjoyed talking to you and having a very fascinating discussion about you, your career, your experiences. And definitely, it has left us all enriched.